We shall never know peace, at least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out, and I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places, but because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever,
Angel Reese stepped into the spotlight like the stage was designed solely for her, only to realize the lights had dimmed, the crowd had gone home, and the crew had already wrapped up. The twist? She genuinely believed she could recreate Caitlin Clark's lightning in a bottle. Not through talent, not through genuine connection, but by simply hovering close enough to catch the glow, like proximity to greatness was the same as earning it.
Angel Meatbound Prayer Reese. You're only relevant because you keep bringing up my precious CC. You want to pull up with your billboard Reebok ad in Indiana talking about you in her trap. Man, stop it. You out of there. You hear me? My precious CC don't be in no trap. Real talk. You hear me? At the end of the day, she don't do those type of things. Yes. You hear me? Don't put that with her name at the end of the day. If you be in a trap, that's your business. You hear me? Whatever the case may be, that ain't nothing to be proud of.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend was supposed to be Angel Reese's breakout performance, her time to shine, her chance to finally step out from under Caitlin Clark's shadow, or so she thought. She was ready to unveil her Reebok signature shoe, kick off the I'm in Your City campaign, and flip Indianapolis, Clark's hometown, into her own personal stage. On paper, the blueprint looked brilliant, but reality came swinging. You can't manufacture charisma, and you sure can't build a legacy by orbiting someone else's gravity.
Everyone with credit card debt is lining up to get the Angel Reese signature shoe. Here it gives you the power of the Meatbound. Bang! Again! Burn! Will she save it? No! What everyone's paid to see, the Angel Reese rebound! Bang! Kelsey Plum makes the shot, she'll get more money. Bang! We show up and show out for our rebounding queen. Yes! Bang! I love rebounds. Yes!
Hey, Jimmy, did you see that last rebound? It was so sick.
Yes, she did it again. Rebound!
Let's talk about the sneaker everyone's whispering about. Angel Reese's Reebok debut, the Angel Reese 1. It launched in 2 flashy colorways, Diamond Dust and Mid-Bounce, hyped up as the next big thing in women's basketball kicks.
Literally, debut. It's got to be when she plays Caitlin Clark. So they obviously ended up debuting at All-Star Weekend because Caitlin didn't play when they were in Chicago, and Caitlin didn't play, or Caitlin's not playing in this game, so they're debuting at All-Star Weekend. The plan was to literally go and use it.
Reebok went all in, saturating the All-Star Weekend with ads and timing the Mid-Bounce drop for maximum visibility. But visibility isn't the same as excitement, especially when the timing completely backfires. The core of Reese's approach hinged on one shaky gamble, that Caitlin Clark's all-star presence would pull massive eyeballs, which would then translate to shoe sales. But instead of owning her moment, Reese chose to anchor herself to someone else's magnetism. The goal wasn't to dazzle on her own. It was to rise by association, simply being near greatness, not actually achieving it. But fate wasn't playing along. Just before the All-Star break, Clark suffered a groin injury and was benched, watching from the sidelines in streetwear. And with her out, the WNBA lost the one thing it couldn't afford to lose, its biggest attraction.
It's one of those things where it's like it's very clear that one side is absolutely trying to milk whatever rivalry there is. Whatever rivalry there is, it is one side trying to do everything they can to keep it together.
Caitlin Clark is the kind of player who can turn a regular Tuesday game into national news. Without her, the buzz vanished instantly, and the numbers told the story loud and clear. When Clark took the floor during the 2024 All-Star Game, it shattered viewership records. 3.44 million tuned in. That wasn't just a basketball game. It was a cultural event. Fast forward to 2025, and with Clark sidelined, ratings plummeted to 2.19 million.
But there is the part of me that's like, is this really necessary? And shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself at this point without invoking or even, insinuating some sort of attachment to Caitlin Clark? Because if I'm being honest about it, people say that moment, and that moment was huge. It will live forever. That moment will live forever. But Caitlin Clark was on this trajectory already.
That's a jaw-dropping 36% drop. And this was in Indianapolis, Clark's own backyard. The entire event, designed to leverage her presence, unraveled the moment she couldn't suit up. For Reese, it was a nightmare unfolding in real time. Nearly half the campaign's momentum vanished. Even scalpers were left empty-handed. Fans just weren't interested in an all-star weekend without the one player they showed up for.
So the WNBA's All-Star game went down 36%. That is a lot. That's more than a third from last year. Last year was over 3.4 million people, and it went down to 2.1. Now, you could say is it success? Yeah, for women's sport, that is still a lot of people. But at the same time, it really isn't a success, because think about it. It's the only sport playing. It's the only game that's going. And you only could draw that.
Nothing captured the tone-deaf misstep better than Reese's I'm in Your City campaign. Bold? Maybe. But it walked a fine line between confidence and cringe. Rolling out that message across Indianapolis, Clark City, while Clark was injured and unavailable to even compete, didn't come off like a power move. It felt like an opportunistic land grab while the real queen was temporarily out of the palace. The campaign was everywhere. Massive billboards, slick promos, sharp Instagram reels captioned I'm in your city, and slogans like walk in your trap, take over your trap. It was meant to scream dominance. But there was no one to challenge, no throne to steal, just empty optics in a borrowed arena. And the fans? They weren't buying it, not even a little. Social media dragged it. One person tweeted, "She needs Clark just to get her shoes seen." Another joked, "More photographers than fans showed up for that launch." It felt less like a takeover and more like a one-sided celebration of a win that didn't exist. Trying to declare victory over someone not even in the game doesn't crown you, it exposes you. Take a step back and it's all crystal clear. Angel Reese had everything positioned for a huge All-Star weekend. Prime location, her own shoe, wall-to-wall marketing, social media on fire, and still crickets. The WNBA tried to salvage the numbers by comparing 2025's viewership to 2023's 850,000, calling it progress, but they skipped over the elephant in the room, 2024's massive Caitlin Clark-driven spike. Fans saw through the spin. Want more proof? Just check the Friday night events. The three-point contest and skills challenge brought in 1.32 million viewers, nearly double from the previous year. But let's be honest, those weren't Angel Reese fans tuning in. That was still the Caitlin Clark aftershock. People watched, hoping to feel the ripple of the player who changed everything. Reese's real issue wasn't just unfortunate timing, it was misunderstanding what star power really is. She saw Clark's sold-out Nike drops, headline-grabbing deals, and thought, I can do that too. She watched Clark's Kobe 5 Protro sell out in under a minute and resell for over $600 and assumed she could trigger the same frenzy. But here's what she missed. Caitlin Clark's following isn't built on hype, it's built on heart. Her fans show up because she earned their loyalty through top-tier play, clutch moments, and pure passion. So when Nike signed her to that 8-year, $28 million deal, it wasn't charity, it was strategy. Analysts say her 2026 signature shoe could rake in $100 to $150 million, and that's not guesswork, that's data. Sold-out arenas, peak ratings, and a real bond with fans. Meanwhile, Reese's Reebok rollout? Quiet. Flashy launch? Low impact. By Sunday, with the weekend over, Reese posted, "This was the most fun I've had in a while because of the players," all caps, a not-so-subtle jab. The fans in Indianapolis, who'd shown her nothing but respect, didn't deserve the shade. Truth is, Angel Reese tried to turn All-Star Weekend into her personal billboard, but what we got instead was a lesson in what happens when someone mistakes attention for admiration. Caitlin Clark doesn't pull crowds because she's marketed. She's marketed because the crowds are already there. That's the difference. And this weekend, it made everything clear. Caitlin Clark is the engine, the momentum, the movement. Angel Reese may have ambition, but Caitlin Clark, she's the moment. You can't replace that, not with ads, not with attitude, not even with shoes. So drop a comment, baby goat or baby giraffe. If you're still riding with Cece, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.